So I just want to make this quick video on electric fencing. So we have been out here for a while now, and I resisted putting it up because I have little ones and I didn't want them getting zapped, but they've grown a little bit older now, so I felt a little bit more comfortable with it. It's a good way to keep other critters out. We would have problems with possums and raccoons, even the occasional coyote. We did add some donkeys to the pasture, which has kind of helped out, but there's still been some issues leading up to this where we were having smaller critters get in there. I even suspect maybe some cats of getting in there, so I wanted to add some electric fencing to add another layer of protection to protect the chickens. So I'll kind of take a few minutes to go over that with you. So here it is. This is the Reba electric fence charger. It's solar powered, so it's running off the energy from the sun. And it's got a 5-mile distance. Output's 1/10 of a joule. I have tested it out. It does give it a little good enough zap to, I think, keep critters away pretty well. One of the things that you can be able to tell on here is that you see how that little light's flashing in there. That tells you that it's working. If there's no light going on or off, there's no flash, that means that your charger's not working, so you may have a problem there. So you can see here it mounts on a T-post. So you can actually move it and it can rotate, pick it up. It'll rotate 360 all the way around to pick up your best view of the sun. They recommend mounting it towards the south, just so you can get as much sunlight as possible as the sun moves from east to west from morning into the afternoon. Talking about terms of hookup, the green here, that's your ground. The red is going to be your positive side. And these unscrew. You can put the wire down in there, screw the plastic piece back on top, and that holds it securely. So here's the grounding rod. I bought it on Amazon. It was a 4-foot grounding rod. Ran it over 3 feet into the ground, connected the ground cable to it. Grounding rod was pretty cheap. It's pretty simple to hook it up, connect it, run it. This thing installed pretty easy, which is one of the things I like about this. All right, so I showed you the ground wire and the grounding rod. This is where the positive wire is connected to the fence. And what I did was I ran it under the ground from the Energizer and then up to the back side of the fence. They've got these wire clamps that you use to connect it to the actual strands of wire itself. And we'll go over that now. And I actually ran jumpers so that each wire is connected to keep that flow of electricity rolling through each wire to make sure everything stays energized. There's just some post clamps that go over T-post. I found this was the easiest way to install it. Install is pretty quick. We did all this in about 30 minutes between setting the post, running the wire. I will kind of take a little walk and I'll go over the gate with you. So I bought these. They came in a 3-pack. Allows you to touch it. Obviously, you really don't want to be handling this without turning the charger off, and I'll show you how you do that in a moment. So I ran 4 strands, and it's going to depend on what you have, what you're trying to keep out. As you can see, I ran some lower strands just off the ground to keep smaller critters away, and then I ran 2 more a little bit higher up. Again, you got to think about what you're trying to keep away. I do from time to time have cattle that come into this area, so I wanted something up a little bit higher to try to keep them out and keep them from getting into the coop, because for whatever reason the cattle sometimes smell the feed, that smell of chicken feed, and they want to get in there and try to eat. So to try to keep them out, I ran a little bit higher of a wire. So it has an on and off switch on it. You can feel underneath. You just will push it towards the right side to turn it off, and push it underneath back towards the left side to turn it back on. You'll hear the click as it moves through its positions off and on. A lot of you are probably wondering, hey, what type of wire should I use for my electric fence? I ended up using this steel wire, and the reason why I went the steel wire is because the previous owner of the house had a whole spool of it there. So I ended up going with what works and what was available, and that's sometimes what you got to do. That's what a lot of this is about to me, is finding what works within your budget and finding a system that's going to work for you. I didn't have to spend any extra dollars on that wire to run it. So again, that's what a lot of this is about. Make sure you guys are, tapping into your resources that you have and trying to find things that make them work. This is a hobby for me. It's not a business. So trying to do it in the most efficient way possible is the best way to go. Hope you all enjoyed the video. I had this Reba charger for about 6 months now. It's working strong. No issues. I definitely would recommend it. It's one of the more cost-efficient options. Solar power makes it easy to run, easy to use. You don't have to worry about getting power out to it if you've got it maybe further away from where you've got power. And again, it's worked well. It was rated well when I bought it, and I've been pleased with it overall.